Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by GhostBed.com.
Blams, dude.
Whatever.
We had a power outage here in Wilmington, North Carolina today. All of our constituents who was watching the live show for Rock Patterson Revolution are going to have to watch it tonight. I don't know what happened, Dan.
I don't know. Power went out at my place. I guess it was a week ago or so. I don't remember.
How'd you watch porn?
My personal hotspot on my phone.
Ah, there you go.
Oh, yeah. I don't fuck around,
That's
dude.
what the hotspot is for. A lot of people don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
You were one of the first people with a hotspot, and I didn't understand the value of it until we needed it.
What do you mean I was one of the first? This technology has been around for a decade.
No, but usually, like people with a hotspot, it was production, right? So it was you usually had one person in production was like, all right, great, I have a hotspot, don't give it to anybody. It's going to charge me $4,000 on my.
It doesn't cost shit now.
No, it doesn't cost anything now, which is great. But a couple of years ago, you were the first one. You were one of the first, I'd say, civilians, Dan.
Well,
to have it.
I don't know.
So proud of you. I'm also proud of the UFC. My man, how great was that fucking card on Saturday night?
It was very good.
God damn it, man. Justin Gaethje just absolutely beat the shit out of Ferguson. And
for, 25 consecutive minutes, basically. He just wailed on Homeboy's face.
I've never seen anything like it. He just wouldn't go down, that guy.
No, I've never.
He was like a methed up squirrel, dude.
I don't know what it takes to knock him out.
I don't either. But it was one of the greatest experiences in this life. Not only to have live sports back, but to have something of that magnitude be that great, live up to the hype. Dana White, dude, doesn't give a fuck. Him and Trump are one and the same, dude. Beef fries for life, those two. Trump even came out and made an announcement during the card, which was awesome to see.
Well, I mean, it's those two and Elon Musk.
I thought, do we need anything more in this world than those three guys running shit?
Probably yes.
You think about it, creator of PayPal and Teslas. I'm fine if I never have any other car in my life except for a Tesla.
Peter Thiel's the other PayPal guy, and he went on to be very influential in Facebook.
Yes.
Like he's the reason that a lot of people got booted out. He's the reason that Facebook exists as a company as it is right now, to be honest, because he and his team came in and fucking fucked everybody that Zuckerberg hadn't already fucked over.
Right.
Like he gave
a speech at the 2016 Republican National Convention.
Those guys are all vultures. I got super bored this weekend and watched The Social Network again. And
great movie, actually.
It's hard to overstate how big of a piece of shit Zuckerberg is.
He's one of
the biggest pieces of shit that I've ever seen in my life. Just a terrible human being. And the fact that we've allowed such a garbage piece of fucking shit become so powerful in this country is dangerous.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Like he should be. I feel like he should be deported. Get him the fuck out of here and cut that company off. Shut it down.
Yeah. I agree, man. They've gotten too powerful, and there's nothing you can do to stop them right now.
I don't mind. Like you know my story. I like the benevolent dictatorship. Big fan of that.
Yeah.
But he's not. He is a fucking garbage human. He literally is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's all over that guy.
All over not being able to get girls.
More or less.
Created
Yeah.
a company.
He's like, oh, I'm better than everybody. So fucking who cares if I can't get girls? I'll just buy an Asian.
Yeah.
That's
Why
what
not?
he did. Bought an Asian.
Why not?
So.
Good for him.
I fucking hate him. I honestly, if he got mouth cancer right now, I would fucking laugh. Fuck that guy. Fuck you, Zuckerberg, piece of shit.
We got a lot to go over today, kids, in the world of sports. UFC was a banger, dude.
Yeah.
We got another fucking card tomorrow night. This one's on ESPN Plus, not pay-per-view, so you can just watch it if you have ESPN Plus, which is great. And we made our picks on the last show, so we're amped to see if those come true. And we're going to make our picks for the NFL way too early. Over under for season wins total, since it's live everywhere, dude. Vegas went live with it. MyBookie.com, who is our sponsor for the all of our gamblingness. And yeah, I'm going to make gamblingness a word now. But we gamble with them all the time. Go to mybookie.com, promo code Drinkin Bros, doubles your deposits. Or if you're bored, man, you can go into the casino. Since all the Vegas casinos are closed, go to the casino. They get blackjack. They got everything you need in there. Blackjack, fucking slots, poker, everything. So use Drinkin Bros Casino, and that will double and a half your deposit. So it'll give you 150% back on your deposit. So if you deposit 100, congratulations, you're going to wake up with 250 in your bank accounts. Drinkin Bros will double your deposits for everything else that you're willing to gamble on, including the NFL. Because I'm making my predictions a little early since it's up, because I want to get a jump start here on the season. I have no doubt that the NFL will play its season. Therefore, I have no problem making these predictions. Whereas college football, I don't know, especially with what Dr. Fauci said today. So we'll see on that one. Yeah. And then Major League Baseball is coming back potentially. The owners had laid the groundwork for it. D'Anthony's going to walk you through it step by step of why it might not happen. And it's super fucking fascinating, man, because I can't remember a case like this. And it would be shocking if the players didn't come back and decided to strike instead of play during a pandemic. It might effectively kill that league, in my opinion, but we'll get to that in a second. We're always brought to you by KillcliffCBD.com. I want to mention them to the audience first and foremost, because they're going to be our sponsor for the next year. We are looking to expand the sports show, hopefully around the August area, but we got to see if sports actually come back. Yeah. So we'll see. I feel fine about the NFL.
Well, we're going to be doing sports shit either way.
We are, yeah.
We'll make up sports if we have to.
Which is a real possibility, and we could be in the works with something on that as well. But go to KillcliffCBD.com today. If you're playing sports out there, or you're a member of the military or a first responder out there, and your joints are sore, man, there's nothing like CBD to fucking help you crank back and sit on the couch, man, and rest up. Go to KillcliffCBD.com today. Promo code Drinkin Bros gets you 20% off there and free shipping. That is massive there. Knocks it down to like $2.80 a can, and it's the best on the planet, man. Do not trust CBD from any other company. Killcliff has been around for a long time. It is a brand you can trust. Don't get it from a fucking head shop or any of that other shit, because you'll piss hot, man. This, you will not piss hot. There's no THC in this. Just CBD, 25 milligrams. You're good to go out there. Go to KillcliffCBD.com today. Promo code Drinkin Bros, 20% off and free shipping there. 3 amazing flavors, mango, orange, and the old grape. My man, that's my fave. I want to shout out to the people who are watching inside the YouTubes live right now. Kreger's is in here. Dulesky. We're gonna get to his team today. Rigged is in here. I like this.
Rigged is Jamie.
It is Jamie.
Yeah.
Okay. Fucking 357 Sig beats 9mm is mine. That's my favorite handle in here. That's mine. It's my personal favorite. I don't know how you got that. Surprised you're not banned. Shout out to Dan Aguilera and Matt Sandher. We are live. So let's get into it. Let's start with Major League Baseball, Dan.
Okay.
There is a proposal on the table from the owners.
Yeah, so basically the season would start, spring training, there'd be a modified spring training that started sometime in June. Mm-hmm. And then the season, I believe they're targeting like July 2nd.
Okay.
Right before the 4th of July weekend. So
that would be your opening weekend then. It's the 4th of July weekend. Okay. And 82 games, correct?
Yeah, it would be 82 games.
So essentially half is what you're getting there.
There's a number of provisions. So one thing is 82 games. Mm-hmm. Another is they're expanding the playoff from 10 teams to 14 teams.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what that looks like bracket-wise or whatever the fuck.
Right.
I'm sure it's going to be a couple of one-game playoffs and shit like that.
Wild cards, yeah.
Yeah. there will be more use of home stadiums in states that are open to do this. Like
Okay.
I don't know if any games will be played in California. I doubt it.
I do
And
too.
there's 5 Major League Baseball teams in California.
Yeah.
So
Where do they go is the question.
Yeah, it's Oakland, San Francisco, San Diego, and both LA teams.
Yep.
And I don't know where they play. Probably in Arizona would be my guess.
Okay.
At any rate, let's see. Yep, the spring training 2.0, as they're calling it, there would be a universal designated hitter. No pitchers would hit this year. And I don't know what the purpose of that is. I think that...
I don't know what the purpose of pitchers hitting anyway.
Well, I think both sides, the players' union and the owners, have wanted for a long time to do away with pitchers hitting.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just an excuse to do it. That's what I think.
Yeah. I enjoy that. So I'm fine with that. What about the divisions? They go into the divisions, what those are going to look like?
I think the divisions might be the same, but the people are only maybe they'll have to restructure, but the plan for this is that all of your interleague games at least would be geographically co-located.
Okay.
Right. So if you're an NL Central team, you're only going to play AL Central teams
All right.
this season. And then the roster will expand from 25 to 30, and then there will be a taxi squad of 50, which means there's 20 additional people that you can call up whenever you want
Okay.
and shit like that. The problem is with all this happening,
That's going to fuck over. Wouldn't that fuck over the minor league? There'll be probably no minor league
I don't know. I
baseball
don't think
then.
there will be minor league baseball.
No, I can't see that happening.
It would just be the infrastructure to get it done would be too much. I think the real problem here is money. So the owners are saying, look, we're only playing half a season. Why are we paying you a full salary? Get fucked, owners, is why. So a couple of guys on ESPN so far have made the point that if the owners generated like 5 times more revenue than they expected, they wouldn't bump the salaries up, right?
Right.
Of course not. They would never do that. So, yeah, they're assuming some risk with maybe people will come watch games, maybe they won't. Maybe the streaming services will make a lot of money, maybe they won't. They're assuming a lot of risk.
Forgive me for interrupting here. Is it fanless? Is that what they're
I don't know
saying? Because I heard it would be fanless. So if that's the case,
I'm sure it would start that way. It has to.
Yeah, if that's the case and it's fanless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just thinking out loud here. The only revenue to splits would be off of television,
Right, and that's not happening.
right?
No, I don't think that's happening.
So the president of the Players Association,
Tony Clark,
yeah,
Former.
Mr. Clark,
Detroit Tigers DH.
correct, is already bitching about this already.
Well, that's because the owners have tried to backdoor a salary cap for fucking decades now, and Major League Baseball shut them down every single time. And they've gone on strike because of it in '94.
What is your personal thought on a salary cap?
I think salary caps are fucking stupid.
So for me, for baseball in particular, right? Because I look at the way the NBA is structured. I think it makes every team more competitive if there is a salary cap, because some of these smaller market teams can't afford it.
When's the last time Atlanta was a good team?
The Atlanta Braves,
No, the Atlanta Hawks.
the Atlanta Hawks.
'Cause we're talking about the NBA here. There's 5 or 6 teams that have been not competitive in the NBA for a decade. The Kings, the Hawks.
I will
a
say
number
this
of them.
as a Hawks fan, though, and it pains me to say this. I think it's the Hawks' problem. I don't think it's Atlanta is a city that will go watch basketball. I think it is the Hawks' problem. Look, they drafted Trae Young, right?
Yep.
One of the most exciting players in the league.
And he'll play his rookie contract there and then go somewhere else probably. Right?
Well, if they don't get good. But
Yeah.
you take the Andre Drummond thing that was out there, and they could have traded for him. He just didn't do it. There's shitty management, which is never going to stop existing in all of sports, right?
Right.
The Knicks are currently under it as well. They're the most expensive franchise in all of the NBA right now.
There's a bunch of teams, though. It's not just them. The Suns, even though they have a lot of talent on the roster,
Yeah.
have fucking sucked. The last time the Suns were good is when Steve Nash was there.
And Barkley and those guys, yeah.
I mean, Barkley in the 90s, but I'm talking about the last time they were actually
Yeah.
competitive. It was the early
Barbosa,
2000s with Barbosa, Amar
Stoudemire,
Stoudemire, those guys. They haven't been competitive in years. The Hornets, even with Kemba Walker, couldn't really get it done ever. And
Yeah, but they didn't spend any money. And look, NBA has a salary cap. Michael Jordan is a terrible owner.
Yeah.
He is. And look, greatest basketball player of all time. And after watching The Last Dance, with bated breath week in and week out. There is no doubt in my mind he's the greatest basketball player of all time.
For sure, yeah.
And I love every second of it. However, he's a shitty owner.
He is, and but you can't.
They're not spending the money to do it.
I can't think of a team off the top of my head that's benefiting from the salary cap like that. Because the Warriors,
I can name teams that it's hurt though.
The Warriors were still able to put that team together, and there's a very good chance, you guys can fucking believe this or not, or think it's fucked up or whatever the fuck you want to do, but there's a really good chance that in 2 or 3 years, Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to be playing for the Warriors alongside Clay and Steph. Very good chance. I would say 80% chance that happens.
Whew, That's a high number.
Draymond's going to go.
Yeah,
probably after his contract's up, and they'll trade homeboy. And it'll be like, I would say there's an 80% chance of that happening.
Wow, I don't think it's gonna happen.
They've been trying to get him. They've been, according to people who used to work for the Warriors front office, they've been angling. They've been making decisions now that will allow him to sign him when he becomes a free agent for the last 3 years.
Oh, I'm sure.
It's going to happen. They got KD. They'll get him. I promise you that.
But I look at like the Oklahoma City Thunder. At one point, they had Harden, they had Durant, they had Westbrook.
Yeah.
All on the same team. And
Serge Ibaka.
Serge Ibaka, everybody. But they couldn't afford him at one point because there was a cap.
Yeah, they really just needed maybe another year or two together.
Yeah, but a cap forces you to be like, all right, you can't have that many powerful people on the team, and then it spreads it out around the league.
Well, that's why they came out with the Bird rule,
yeah.
Bird years rule. But I feel like there should be no cap if you're signing people that you drafted. You should be able to pay them whatever the fuck you want to keep them in your hometown. I believe in that because I like to see that.
I do too, and I wouldn't mind something like that, but a cap does that, whereas baseball, to me, has been uncompetitive for years because you have the Yankees buying up people for, God, how long has this been going on with the fucking Yankees, man? 30 years? 40 years just buying the best people on the planet?
But that doesn't mean shit. They sucked in the
I understand, but it gives you
2010s.
It gives you a better shot, right? Versus the
Kansas
City Royals.
I don't believe that. I don't believe it gives you a better shot. I don't think you can have an all-star lineup and win games like that, particularly in the NBA, because the NBA is even worse, chemistry-wise. If you don't have good chemistry on the court, I don't care how good your team is, you're going to get fucking butt-fucked. Like, you can't tell me that those USA basketball teams that lost those fucking World Cups or Olympics games, which, like both of them, were not better talent-wise than the people that were playing. They were absolutely better. No chemistry, bad coaching, and they got their fucking asses kicked.
But they didn't get the best players. So
but they were still better. It doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that they were better than their competition, and they still lost because the chemistry wasn't there.
Everybody who's been winning for the last, I don't know, fucking 30 years in basketball, you've been able to buy the best people.
Sure.
So,
yeah, but there's only, the NBA is prone to dynasties because chemistry plays such a large role.
Right.
The baseball's not like that. It's not. Like, you name me the last time the Giants, the San Francisco Giants, are the only team that have won multiple championships. Like, they won, 3 and 5 years? Something like that.
Yeah.
Other than them, you had to go back to the late 90s where the Yankees were winning. That was the last time there was any consideration of a dynasty. So I don't buy into that narrative that not having a salary cap is making things uncompetitive. As a matter of fact, there's a huge they have an ownership revenue sharing program in baseball. Like, you pay a luxury tax and all that money goes to the lower 15% teams. What they found was what you said, which in my opinion is an uncorrectable thing, bad ownership, like the Pirates, for example, the Marlins, they were just pocketing the money. They weren't spending it on players or player development or any of that shit. Yeah. And that's what's going to happen unless you force them to do that. But how can you do that? How can you go to the Marlins at spring training and be like, hey, you haven't spent enough of your revenue money. You have to go sign a free agent. What the fuck?
No,
I get
it's
it. It's just not going to work.
I just think the business in baseball is bad, and I think it is a sport that is dying like NASCAR. And if they sit out this season, if they have the strike, they're not going to blame the owners. The public isn't. They're going to blame the players for not wanting to play, because most Americans view that type of money, even if it's half your salary for the year, as life-altering money.
Well, Americans are fucking stupid if they believe that. Like, in a fight between, if you're a regular person and there's a fight between a millionaire and a billionaire and you take the billionaire side, I feel like you got some fucking thinking to do about your position, to be honest. Because, look, making $1 billion is something, making $10 million if you make, like, let's say you're on a 1 year, $10 million contract for the Angels. You know how much actual money you're going to take home? It's not that. It's not 10. It's probably somewhere around 5.
I understand it, but you have people who are out of work right now during a pandemic. They're not going to look and feel sorry for the millionaires.
I'm not saying feel sorry for them, but you have to understand
they're not feeling
the
sorry
position.
for the millionaires now on Instagram. Imagine in baseball. So I think if I'm the players, I have a long fucking meeting and say, hey guys, we got to sack up and play this season, because if you lose it, I wouldn't go. I wouldn't. Me personally, I wouldn't go back and watch it.
I would, and
You love baseball, though.
People always say that. They said that after '94, and then attendance went way back up. As soon as the McGuire
because
shit
they
happened.
were right, but
it'll happen again.
You need some sort of home run contest or
Bud
steroids.
Selig is not stupid. Something will happen to bring fans back.
Bud Selig is out.
Not Bud
He's
Selig.
dead. Manfred. He's
What
fucking idiot.
what I mean by that is I think Bud Selig intentionally allowed all that steroid shit to happen for that reason. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
And I think Manfred
do
will
too.
do the same thing. Maybe not with steroids. It'll be something.
Man, I don't know.
But the point of
I think
that,
they're
the
in
point of
trouble.
all that is, like, yeah, the owners take on a lot of risk. Being like anybody that owns a business takes on risk, because like workers can lose their jobs and shit, but they can go find other jobs usually. If an owner loses their business, and this is why I don't like the Democratic viewpoint on business. Like if an owner, even a billionaire, loses their business, they might lose all their money. You know what I mean? Just because their net value is $1 billion doesn't mean they got $1 billion sitting in the bank.
Right.
They might have fucking $2 million in liquid cash. And if you have the kind of expenditures that somebody like that does, both in business and privately, if your business goes down, your fucking life is fucked. So I think the other point here is that while they are taking on risk, the players are taking the risk of catching COVID, which is a bit more problematic than losing a couple $1 million from the owner's perspective. And it's only 40%. So 40% of Major League Baseball revenue estimated. It's like 35 to 40% comes from in-person games. The rest comes from TV and sponsorships. That's why I think it was the Players Association that asked for the expanded playoffs, because they want to play more games in the playoffs, and that should like help make up, because the revenue generated from and the viewership is way higher in the playoffs. So they wanted to do that to make up for missing a lot of the season games, and I think that's a reasonable compromise.
So, having said all this, do you think a 2020 season is likely for Major League?
Yeah, for all the reasons you said. Like, look, the players, the owners have way more to lose from there not being a season than the players. Maybe in the public eye, the players would take more heat, but behind the scenes, the owners would lose way more money. Like unless they dissolve the league, which is not going to happen, they still have to pay out all these massive fucking contracts. There are people out there that have $40 million a year contracts right now, 35 to 40 million. There's like 10 dudes. Right. That's $500 million right there that the league loses if they don't play games. Right. But they don't, it's not just losing the money. It's, they have to pay the players that regardless. They have a contract. It doesn't matter if they play or not. Right. That's what they're fucking debating right now. Yep. But legally speaking, they are required to pay that contract. So if the players don't play and they don't make revenue, that's the owners getting butt fucked. And that's what I was saying before.
Right.
They are taking on a lot of risk, but with that risk, that means they have to fucking compromise.
Yeah.
So that's what I think will happen.
I think they have to play, because I think they're going to be in trouble without it. The interesting part about this is having seen the UFC go fanless, right? It is a sport that works fanless, in my opinion, where it was one shitty fight that I didn't like. It was the Greg Hardy fight, and it was no fault of Greg Hardy. The other guy broke his toes on his shin. Remember,
not Greg Hardy.
Yeah, he was fighting Greg Hardy.
It wasn't that guy though, was it?
Yes,
because that guy got knocked out.
No. You're talking about Ngannou. Ngannou knocked the fuck out of the other guy.
Oh yeah.
So the Greg Hardy fight went
him
the
in the shin
distance,
bone,
and kicked him in the shin, broke his toes.
That sucks.
And didn't throw a punch or anything. The last thing, if that was a real fight with people in the stands, people would have booed the shit out of that entire fight.
They would have, but that would have been stupid to do that.
That was the only look, but it happens, and I get it, man. Look, if you broke your toes, go for broke. Start throwing haymakers. Do something.
That's easy to say when you're fucking sitting at home.
It is, right? But at that point,
without a broken foot,
if you're look, if you're a low-level guy in the UFC like that, you have to go for broke. Fucking the other guy was already pissed he's not getting paid enough.
DeCastro?
Yes.
Yeah, he was surprisingly spry for a fat man.
Yeah. He was a very large man who was able to be very nimble. But having watched it, without fans, it works. Like, you could hear the punches. It was cool to hear the coaches interacting and things like that. Like, it worked. And I thought it was fun to watch. I'm going to watch it tomorrow night.
I think baseball could do the same thing, though. I think, like what we talked about before all this stupid shit started happening, where there were micing dudes up there in spring training. You do that, and you have really good commentators, then the game. Like, look, the reason I watched the Cubs all those years, because they were on TV, obviously, but it was mostly Steve Stone and Harry Carey. That's why I watched, because the Cubs sucked back then.
Yeah, they were terrible.
The games were very interesting because Steve Stone, if you haven't watched Cubs broadcast, I guess he's a White Sox broadcaster now. I think he does ESPN shit every now and again, but he knows more about baseball than any human that exists, in my opinion. I've listened to this dude since the early 90s. I've never heard anybody smarter about baseball. Maybe Maddox, but he's a gajillionaire. He's not going to come back and commentate.
Vince Scully's great. That guy remembers everything.
He's dead.
Did he die?
No.
Okay.
But he retired.
Jesus Christ, Stan! You gave me a heart attack. I don't want to hear that today.
Well, he's
on top of the rest of the fucking day.
He's probably going to have one.
He's the best. He's the best there is.
He's 92. Man, his skin is falling off at this point. I don't really care.
Stop it. Vin's got another 10 in him.
No.
Got another 10 years in him.
He retired.
And them bones. I know he did. They brought him back for, I think, one World Series game.
Yeah, they propped him up.
Yeah. He's the best. He's the greatest of all time. But, I wonder how that will work without fans, because let's say you're a team without these exciting announcers. Like, I think Charlie Steiner now is doing the Dodgers games.
Yeah.
From ESPN.
He's all right.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
I think Boomer was doing like the Giants at one point.
No, that's John.
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Nope.
His name is my name too.
What's his name? The guy that was on Sunday Night Baseball with Joe Morgan. John.
Oh, yeah.
John Date. Not John. What the fuck was his name?
Leguizamo.
Nope.
John Q. There's a million Johns.
John Miller.
The John Miller. That's it.
John
Miller's great.
I love him. Joe Morgan, on the other hand,
boring shit.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
Joe Morgan was getting old though, and just wanted to get out of the booth.
With your twitchy ass arm.
Yeah, he was tired of it.
His twitchy arm is from his batting stance. I'm not making fun of an old man with fucking some kind of weird disease.
It's not his kink. It's not your
it's
kink.
not his kink.
He was a man with a twitchy arm.
He had a Rod Carew style.
So yeah, that'll be interesting to see, because I'm not a big fan of spring training games on television.
Yeah.
For that reason, where there's like 200 fans or whatever it is, and I'm like, all right, sweet. I wonder if it's going to feel like that. It's going to be strange to see.
I don't know.
NBA.
I don't really pay that much attention to the fans. I think it's a bigger deal for the NBA than it is for baseball, because baseball is such a bigger field, and fans aren't really that close to the action. Like there's a lot
baseball?
of you see a lot of stuff. Like every now and again, a guy will jump into the stands. Every now and again, something funny will happen behind home plate, like those girls that pulled their tits out, or that old lady that the foul ball came back and she just stared it down, like the most stone face. I think that might be my real grandmother. Like funny shit happens every now and again, but for the most part, the fans at the games don't really play that big of a role, I don't think.
Football, they do.
The sound, yeah.
Yeah. And there's some loud as shit NBA arenas. So I don't know if NBA is coming back.
I wonder.
I think it's starting to get too late for that right now.
They're trying hard.
I know they are.
They want to have like not expanded, but they want to play the full playoffs and everything.
And then push next season.
To like December, yeah. So like 2 months. I don't know what's going to happen. I know that.
I'm fine with it. You're going to get a healthy Kawhi Leonard, though.
Shaq is talking a lot of shit. He's like, "Oh, whoever wins, there should be an asterisk behind it."
A lot of people are, yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Shaq.
It'll be strange. Like the NBA is a sport where you really, really want home court advantage.
Yeah.
And you're not going to have it.
No, but you'll see who has metal and who doesn't. Like Kawhi Leonard, for example, will not be affected. If he was playing basketball on the fucking moon,
he wouldn't even
notice. He'd be wearing a fucking NASA spacesuit, dribbling the ball, and just take a shot. He would make it to win the game, and he was like, "Cool, all right, I'm gonna go lie down."
That would, if NBA comes back. I mean, obviously we'll do a gambling show on it, but if NBA comes back, you're gonna be hard pressed to find me betting against Kawhi in a fanless arena. No one is built better for a fanless arena better than Kawhi Leonard.
Seriously,
his whole life is fanless.
I wonder.
It'd be like you. I would bet on you. In any fanless event, if you were a professional athlete, Dan, I would bet on you versus anyone else. You were built for that.
I'm completely unaffected by what's going on around me, for the most part.
So we'll see what happens with that. The NBA is really, really fighting right now. It was very encouraging watching UFC come back and be successful at it.
Well, this was a great. I mean, every single one of the fights on the main card, except for the girls, that fight,
It's a terrible fight. Yeah.
that was not on the main card on the prelim, but even the prelim, the top prelims were pretty good. Like the headliner for the prelim was Showtime Patterson Cowboy Cerrone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that was.
I was 7-1, by the way. The only one I didn't win, I had the under actually in that. The chick fight was. Are we really counting that? Maybe we are.
Well, yeah, because that's your one loss, right?
It was. That one.
You want to not count it because you lost it, but I won. I went 8-0. So
It's just so fucking crazy to me.
Yeah, that was the.
But the average.
Most boring
This
fight.
was a cool fact that we got out of this. If you had bet what we had bet on the show. Because I posted my bets. I always post them in Drinkin Bros Sports on Facebook. It's a private page. Join it.
Yeah.
That way you can see all of the real bets that we're actually making. The average victory for money wise return was $413.
Yeah, somebody
on my
made
bookie.
one guy made a lot more, but because he bet
I was betting $100 per card, and I threw in a couple over unders towards the end. But the average win total back was $413, and I was amped to see that. I'd never seen that before. But welcome back gambling. With the UFC and the success of it, though, it does give me hope for the future and the rest of it. The Fauci thing was a fucking downer today because I just don't know how college football comes back.
if there's nobody in school, yeah.
Damn it, I'm going to be angry. And it's because Ohio State is going to win the national championship this year. And I'm going to lose all of the shit inside of my body if we lose all of our dudes. And because I've got them over Clemson. I'm going to go ahead and spoiler alert that for the college football season because let's face it, 2020 is ruined anyway. So I might as well give you my prediction. It's going to be Ohio State versus Clemson, and Ohio State's going to win. And I've got that at 34-31.
I'd probably take that. I don't know if 34-31 is close. I think it depends on. Here's the problem. I'm not going to know how to bet that national championship game until the fucking semifinal game because we're not going to know how good Clemson is because they don't play anybody.
They don't play anybody.
You know what I mean? And it's really, I know how their offense will be able to compete with Ohio State's offense, no question. I don't know how great their defense is because if it was at 100% their last national title, it was probably at about 85% last year, which was good. It wasn't good enough for Burrow. They were just on a roll. They had one of those magical seasons. It's a freight train. You can't stop it.
Yeah,
but
best season ever.
But Clemson's defensive capabilities did diminish, and it didn't help getting one of their fucking players thrown out of here. So I think we have to wait and see what Clemson's defense looks like because they got a lot of fucking really top defensive recruits.
Yeah.
We'll see how that meshes on the field. If they get back to that 18-19 defensive team, that's a fucking problem for everybody. I don't even know if Ohio State will be able to beat them, and I think Ohio State is going to have an LSU-type offense this year.
Yes.
If they play.
Yeah, if they play. And
probably will not.
Yeah, we got that transfer running back from Oklahoma, too.
Yeah.
Woo!
But the UFC stuff was cool. I mean,
it was cool. But looking at it, it made me think of the other sports where I was like, all right, great. NBA, I think home court really fucking matters. It's going to be strange without it. College football really matters because, I mean, god damn, dude.
that's all the I mean,
it's a lot of momentum playing in these places.
Because
So
you play at least
fans,
one like true rivalry game every year. At least.
dude. And look, when you go on the road to all your in-conference schools, it's chaos.
Well, if you
think of Georgia, Florida, the cocktail party.
If you're in
all of it,
if you're in
Ohio State, Michigan,
not really the Big 12 so much,
Auburn, Alabama,
but if you're in the SEC or
LSU versus Troy,
Ohio State, Michigan State, Penn State, fucking Wisconsin, all those SEC schools,
Iowa
up there.
Yeah,
There's a lot of tough teams.
That'll be strange. NFL, though, ironically, I think will be all right. I think without fans for the NFL.
I think baseball, too. I don't think baseball or the NFL will be affected.
I don't think baseball, the players themselves will be affected, and I don't think the players themselves will be affected by
They're just going to lose
the NFL.
probably 30% of their revenue, I would say.
Yeah.
Probably about that.
But you can play that out, and it'll be fine.
Well, they'll make some of it up.
82 games in baseball, I will say this, makes it more exciting.
Fuck yeah, it does.
Because every single game counts, so you're going to see a lot of closers coming in way ahead because they're not going to be saved for the entire season.
No, I mean, there
you
are
also might
guys.
see a lot of injuries in an 82-game season.
Maybe guys are going to push themselves harder, but I feel like you're definitely right about relief pitch. There are some relief pitchers that pitch 70 games in a season on a regular basis. Like Johnny Venters did it 3 years in a row. Fucked his arm out, but he did it.
Yeah.
I could see somebody pitching in almost every game. Year.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like 80% of the games.
Close to it, yeah.
That would be 60 games. And why not? You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's so wild to think about.
It is.
To be honest with you.
Speaking of wild, I was surprised that Henry Cejudo retired after his bout.
Yeah, Cejudo retired. So he was the one who was bitching about money. And he said, look, man, they're never going to pay me what I'm worth. And I'm going to get the fuck out of here. I'm the very best in this sport. He might be right. It's hard for me to...
Well, no one's been able to beat him.
No.
Since
He's got 2 belts and he won a gold medal in the Olympics. Like the hardest part about him is this. He's at 135. That is not an exciting division to watch these little guys get in there and wreck shit. It just doesn't bring in that much money. And if you want that payday, right, I would say you almost have to move up to either to 145 or you're going to have to fight somebody in boxing, like which he might do.
I think he's going to fight someone. I don't know who it'll be.
Now
De La Hoya, maybe.
I don't know about De La Hoya, but look,
it's not going to be Floyd.
That would be fun to watch. So we'll see. They're going to have to do something with him. I don't think he stays retired though. He's too young.
What is he, 33?
He's 33, but he's in his prime. Like his best fights are still ahead of him, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens. Today, kids, we're gonna bet on the NFL 2020 over-unders because those are out. I don't know. It feels early to me that Vegas put those out.
Yeah. We don't even know. We don't know shit yet.
We don't, but that's the fun part about it. And so this is going to be the way, way too early prediction show for NFL over-unders because why not? If you're like me and you can get in on early on some of these bets on MyBookie, I'm going to fucking do it. And I know it's a long time in advance, but since I bet with these guys for how many years now? 3 years? I don't give a shit. Like my paydays just keep coming in, and I'm like, great, man. And you'll get some steals. Remember last year? The over-under for Cleveland's win total was 10. Dude.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Yeah, that was never going to happen.
What? So go to mybookie.com, promo code Drinkin Bros for that. We're going to go over that in a second. We get 2 more sponsors, MacWeldon.com, MacWeldon. Is that right? Mac
Weldon.
Yeah.
Weldon.
Okay. So there's no H.
Why would there be an H?
I didn't know if it was silent. MacWeldon.com. I just wear their shit. I don't know. I'm wearing their fucking sweatpants again today. They've got some of the most comfortable clothes on the planet for dudes. It's all shit that you need that you just don't want to shop for. Go there. You can get button downs, you can get boxers, you can get t-shirts, you can get jogging pants. Just sign up, man. All you do is give your email. Boom, you're in. Promo code Drinkin Bros get you 20% off your first set of purchases. If you buy over $200 in clothing, you get 20% off for the entire year. So you're good to go with that. I fucking blew through it, man. I think I spent like $380 the last time I was on there. Big fan of all their shit, dude, across the board.
Yeah, they got great stuff.
Just comfortable shit for men. And new to the show, MacWeldon.com, promo code Drinkin Bros, 20% off at MacWeldon.com. Go there, man, for real. Best tees and everything in the biz right now.
They've got the best T's, the best U's, the best W's,
and
all of it.
And the best I's. And then DukeCannon.com. These guys, everybody's talking about Duke Cannon. They were trending on fucking Twitter 2 days ago for the naval supremacy. Look, man, this is the best body wash in the business. They've also got bars of soap. They sent me a bar of soap yesterday. And I was like, oh, shit.
Are you going to stick it up your ass?
It's huge. Or else I can't.
That's not really the question I asked.
The size of a cell phone. I can't fit a whole cell phone up my ass.
Didn't Jared do that once? Didn't he put a phone up his butt?
I think Heather put a bar of soap up his ass.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So, look, go to DukeCannon.com today. Promo code Drinkin Bros, 15% off. Each of these guys, these body washes, $9 a piece. It's huge. You get a 4-pack for $30, and you get free shipping with a promo code Drinkin Bros. This will last you forever. This is a veteran-owned company. You guys actually asked for this one to be on the show, so we reached out to them, and they were like, fuck yeah, dude, we love Drinkin Bros. So this was you guys who did this and said you just wanted a promo code because everybody uses it. My favorite is the Old Glory, Dan's is Naval Supremacy. Go to DukeCannon.com, promo code Drinkin Bros. Gets you 15% off there, off of the big guys. The big guys. Big Dick Danoff is in here. Richard Danoff saying people in the stands makes a lot of difference for a lot of these teams. I agree, man. I agree, especially in the NBA and college football. And look, man, Buffalo Bills would argue, hey, man, come up to our stadium where you're getting finger blasts in the stands.
Yeah, table sales are going to go, they're going to plummet.
Everything's going to plummet, man.
Did you see that video the other day of, like it's become a thing on children, like infants' birthdays, to throw them through tables. Like they make little fake tables and smash the baby through a table now.
Yeah, it's great.
Like on their first birthday and
it's great.
I'm
welcome to the world. I'm a big fan of it as well. All right, kids, this is the way too early prediction show for the NFL over-under for regular season wins. It's up on my bookie, therefore I'm going to bet this shit because I feel like I can make some good money here with some of these fucking teams. First and foremost, Arizona Cardinals. This is 7.5 over-under. I like this number, and I'll tell you why, man. They got DeAndre Hopkins.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have Larry Fitzgerald. Now you have fucking Christian Kirk out there. Running back, I think, is going to be Kenyon Drake. I think we'll see how the rest of the season shakes out there. But they got Kyler Murray back, and they're fucking bombing away, man.
Nope. I got 5, maybe 6 wins.
Ooh.
I'm looking at their schedule right now. There's no fucking way.
What do they got schedule-wise?
49ers, Redskins, and Lions, and Panthers, and Jets. They have a good chance at all those, but they'll probably lose at least one. Mm-hmm. Then they got Cowboys, Seahawks. Then they play the Dolphins. That's a toss-up, to be honest, because we don't know what they're going to look like.
Dolphins are going to be terrible.
I mean, they should be terrible, but you never know. Like Kyler Murray should have been terrible.
No,
worse than
the
last
Dolphins
year.
are going to be terrible.
For sure, but weird shit can happen. They beat the fucking Patriots last year.
Yeah. Is Fitzmagic re-signed there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then Bills, Seahawks, Patriots, and we'll see how they are, but I marked that down as another potential win for them. And then Rams twice, 49ers again, Eagles, and Giants. There's no way they're winning fucking 8 games.
Rams are shitty.
The Rams are shitty, but they still have a lot of talent. They're not going to beat the Rams. The Giants, Eagles, and 49ers again.
Okay.
And Seahawks. They're not... 6 wins is fair. 7 is an outlier.
I was going to say, I'll say 7, and I'm going to take the under in this.
I mean, it's under either way. So
7 and 9. Yeah, 7 and 9. I'm going to take the under on the Cardinals. Again, way too early. This one is impossible to me. This next one. This is Atlanta Falcons. Not because it's my favorite team. Look at their schedule, Dan. It is fucking brutal. So the Falcons have the hardest, according to Vegas, the hardest ranked schedule. They're number 1 as far as hardest ranked schedule in the NFL this year. Read down this list of who the Falcons play this year. I mean, it's fucking crazy.
I think they might win 4 games.
Yeah, so read off who they got here.
Seahawks, Cowboys, Bears, Packers.
Bears is a win.
I wouldn't say that.
Why
would the Bears be an automatic win? They signed a new quarterback.
Big Dick Nick.
Yeah,
I don't think
we'll see what happens, but they've got a great running game and they have a great defense.
I'll take that Bears.
Packers, Panthers. They play the Panthers twice. They'll probably win one of those games.
Packers, who knows? Yeah. Panthers, they'll probably win one of those.
Vikings, probably going to lose. Lions, it depends. Depends on if homeboy's healthy or not, if his back's
Stafford,
yeah. Broncos are a lot better this year than they were last year. Then they got Saints, Raiders, Saints again. Chargers, they'll probably win. And then they've got Buccaneers twice, and the fucking Chiefs to close out the season. They're fucked. They'll probably it's a 5-win team. What's the over under on this one?
7.5.
No fucking way.
So to me,
sorry to break your heart there, buddy. But that's not happening.
You're not breaking my heart. This team to me rests on Todd Gurley. If he comes back and he's a superstar, sky's the limit. For
that could
team.
be. I mean, but their defense is still going to suck, but they could put up 35 a game for sure.
Yeah,
if he plays well.
If he plays well and they stay healthy on offense, that could be a game changer. Mm-hmm. But with Tom Brady in the division, you got to play 2 games against Brady in that offense.
You got to play Brady twice and the Chiefs over a 4-week period.
And the Chiefs and then the Saints twice. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck you, dude.
Yep.
That is a brutal schedule. I'm at 7 and 9 for the Falcons as well.
I think you're being generous.
Either way, that's the under.
Yeah, still under 6 and 10. 6 and 10.
Okay.
I think I'm being generous with 6 and 10.
Well, if Gurley comes back, dude, we'll see. We'll see. This is a big boy. This is a big boy number here. Baltimore Ravens over under 11.5. So you have to win 12. You have to go 12-4. And they got J.K. Dobbins, dude, with Mark Ingram in there. And they are currently listing the over-under for rushing yards for Lamar Jackson at 999.5. So they fully expect that he could get 1,000 yards rushing.
So they play the Browns twice. And
all depends on Mayfield there.
And no, it doesn't. He's terrible. They play the Bengals
But
twice.
I like Case Keenum. Is that weird? I think Case Keenum comes in week 3, and I think they have a decent season.
I think that was a good pickup for them. They play the Bengals twice, and they play the Steelers twice. I expect the Steelers to suck.
Same here.
This year.
Steelers
That's 6 wins right there.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think that's 6 wins. Then they play the Redskins.
Terrible.
They play the Colts.
Nah.
Titans are tough.
Are
they
good.
play the Jaguars. They'll fucking stomp them. They play the Giants. They'll stomp them. Come on. Probably they will probably win 12 or 13 games.
All right. So this number is too high for me. Just simply because they did it last year. And, it is tough to go. It is tough to go back-to-back seasons of 12-plus wins. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to hover around 11, and I'm going to take the under on that as well. That's just too many for me. Because if Lamar Jackson goes down,
man.
That's your whole season too.
It is technically, yeah, but I mean, you never.
And it's year 3 for a running quarterback. This is when Vic started getting hurt.
Yeah, it is, but they picked up J.K. Dobbins, which means he's going to be running way less now.
I think so.
Like they basically have a better version of the backfield the Patriots have had for the last 5 years. Right? They have a guy that's a bruiser, and they have a guy that's fast as fuck and can catch the ball. Yeah. So I think, man, he's a smart guy. Obviously, if you watch his interviews, he knows fucking football. He knows his game's got to evolve. I would take the under on 1,000 yards rushing. And
I am too.
I would take
the under.
I'd take the over on the wins.
Yeah. I'm going to take the under on the wins. Next up, Buffalo Bills. Now this, man, this is where I go all in. It's 8.5. They're in a shitty division.
They play. There's
Dolphins twice.
There's 6
Patriots
games
twice.
they should fucking win.
Yes, dude. I'm hammering the over. This is why I love doing shows like this. If this fucking exists like this, I'm going to bet it. So I'm going to put $500 on this.
You
If
say
they'll
it
let
was
me.
8.5?
Yeah.
Oh God.
If they'll let me, I'm putting $500 on the Bills.
Jets twice, Dolphins twice, Patriots twice. They play the Chargers.
Yeah.
They play the Steelers, who are, whatever. Let's see, who else? Chiefs and Titans. I mean, they've got some games on here, but then the Rams. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, they should win. They should win 10 games, probably.
I'm
they
hammering the over
10.
on this. I love this. This is great. I can't wait to see how much they'll let me fucking bet on this goddamn thing, because I will bet the house on this.
They won 10 last year in a harder division, and they're better this year than they were last year. I think
they are.
10 or 11 wins.
And they got Stephon Diggs now? Come on, dude. I'm hammering this. I can't believe that is up there, to be honest with you. And they're going to win the division. That's my other prediction. I think the Bills are going to win their division this year.
Well, yeah. Who else would win it?
Some people are saying the Patriots still, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. This is a low one here, right here. Carolina Panthers. 5.5.
They're not good.
5.5 wins.
They're not good, but I feel like
People love Teddy Bridgewater. Where's all the Teddy Bridgewater fans?
I don't know, but I feel like McCaffrey gets you 6 wins. I'm taking the over on this one.
McCaffrey and Bridgewater?
I think McCaffrey alone gets you 6 wins.
Oof.
I mean,
What did they finish up with last year?
5-11.
Or 5-11 last year. Now they got Bridgewater.
But it was a very tumultuous year last year.
It was.
Nothing really went well.
Lost their coach. All right, I'll say 6. I'll say 6 to be generous in this. I don't know. I don't know about Bridgewater. We'll see. But that other kid looked pretty good, and he's still there. Bears 8.5. Over under 8.5 for the Bears.
Let me look at that sketch.
Well, you know they got the Packers twice, and you know they got
Lions.
the Vikings twice, and they got the Lions twice.
Let's see. And they play the Buccaneers too.
Yep.
And they play the Titans.
I can already say under. I'm taking the under. I think this is an 8-8 team. I'm taking the under.
Probably, yeah.
I'm taking the under on the Bears. Sorry, Bears fans. I don't know why you guys decided to get Big Nick. It's weird.
We'll see. They're out of conference games, or they play the Texans. They play the Titans.
Yeah.
They play
Brutal.
the fucking Buccaneers. Even the Colts, that's a tough game for them.
I've got the Colts in the AFC Championship.
And the Giants might be pretty fucking good this year. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens there. Next up is the Bengals, dude. The Cincinnati Bengals. 5.5. 5.5 is the over-under for wins. I am very surprised by that. Yes, Joe Burrow is there. But who else is there on that team? They got a good receiver, too, in that draft. And they still got A.J. Green, I guess. He's 9,000 years old. But
they got Joe Mixon.
They play in a shitty division. I still can't see 6 wins out of this team.
I mean, Joe Mixon's a 1,000-yard rusher.
He's good. He's good.
Tyler Boyd is pretty good, but he's never really lived up to the hype. But they also drafted T. Higgins. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. So I'm saying they drafted another receiver. So it was T. Higgins. They got Boyd, and they got Joe Burrow there and A.J. Green. They got some pieces, but I'm going to say 5. I'm going to say under.
Let's see. They play the Browns twice.
Yep.
I don't know who you give that to. It's too shitty.
Depends on what point in the season
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield is not playing.
Goddamn. Ravens, Texans, Cowboys. Oof.
Yeah.
They play the Redskins.
Redskins are much improved. They got Chase Young.
Yeah.
He's going to be on that ass. I can promise you that.
Colts, that's a toss-up. Giants.
No, it's not a toss-up. The Colts are going to beat them.
Maybe. The Colts underperform frequently.
I got the Colts going far this year, my man.
Yeah, I don't know about the Bengals. I don't know.
I'm gonna say I'm taking that under for sure. Next up, we got the Cleveland Browns. 8.5 wins for the Browns.
Under. I'll always take the under on the Browns. I don't care if it's 1. Fuck those guys.
I'm gonna reluctantly take the over, and I'll tell you why. I really do believe the quarterback this year is going to be Case Keenum, and with a good team, like when he was at the Vikings, right? He was really fucking good. Then he took the money and went to the Redskins, and the Redskins were goddamn awful.
Well,
right?
he doesn't need a high chair to see over the offensive line.
Exactly.
So that helps.
He is an accurate quarterback who is a very Alex Smithian, who gets the job done. And I think that's really all you need with all of that offensive talent in Cleveland.
Maybe.
It's just how fast can you get Baker Mayfield out of there?
Yeah.
And if it's by week 3, yes, I think this is a 9-7 team. And I'm going to go with my gut, my brethren on this. Everything that's warming up in my stew, my brethren, my dick and balls. And I'm going to say 9-7. I'm going to take the over on the Cleveland Browns.
I'm taking the under at 8, and here's why. They play the Ravens at Baltimore first, and if they don't win that game, then it's not going to be until week 5 before he gets pulled. And because they play the Bengals and the Redskins, and they're going to torch both of those teams probably.
Maybe.
And then they play the Cowboys at Dallas. They're probably going to get their shit pushed in, and then he's going to get pulled when they go back home to play the Colts.
Any shot, D'Anthony, that he gets pulled week 1 with Case Keenum there?
There's a chance that he gets killed week 1 or week 3 against the Redskins.
I agree.
Like Chase Young might rip his fucking head off his body.
And he owes him too for that planting the flag bullshit.
yeah.
Nothing would make me happier than that.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean,
but I believe in Case Keenum. Actually, I think the Browns would be pretty decent if they popped him in there. So for that, just that reason alone, again, this is a gut call on this one. I'm gonna go with the over for the Browns. You're going the under. Next up, the Cowboys. Ooh, God damn it, we're gonna have to hear about the Cowboys and their fans all year long. At least you won't have to see them on TV. You won't have to see a bunch of jean shorts and cools.
Why would you not? Oh, you mean the fans?
There's no fans there. 9.5 is the over under.
I'm taking the over on that.
I
one
am
for
too,
sure.
man. I think it's. I think they win 10+ games. I think CD Lamb and those guys are going to be electric, dude. That is a monster of an offense, and I'm so pissed off that the Falcons passed on him. It hurts my heart, very, very much, and then it also hurts my soul.
I've got them somewhere between 10 and 12 wins.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It hurts my soul to say that too. I don't want to say that the Cowboys are going to be great next year.
Why not?
Because we're going to fucking hear it from their fans, dude. They're winning the Super Bowl, dude.
Yeah, hopefully they don't turn into LSU fans.
They will. That's
Because-
exactly what's going to happen.
But the Cowboys fans are a lot more delusional than normal fans.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it's like they'll be like 5-7, and they'll be like, "We're making the fucking playoffs. If we go on a run right now, we'll probably win the Super Bowl." No,
Yeah.
you won't. No, you're
No.
never gonna win another Super Bowl ever. But maybe they will. I mean, CD Lamb is a big fucking pickup, man.
monstrous.
That is a serious situation.
Monstrous.
Because now they've got still no quarterback.
Amari Cooper.
Yeah, they got Amari Cooper, Zeke. They've got fucking what's his nuts?
Well, they signed Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton can get those fuckers the ball. Say whatever you want about Andy Dalton. He's never had an offensive line. We have no fucking idea because he played for the Bengals for 90 years. If something happens to Dak, I feel very confident that Andy Dalton can come in with that talent and be pretty goddamn good. I think that the Cowboys are in great shape this year.
I'm not
sucks
sure.
to say.
I'd like to. I have to research this now, but I'm not sure what the best duo receiver wise is going to be in the league this year because this might be it. Amari Cooper and
CeeDee Lamb
in their primes. Like I would say probably Arizona because DeAndre Hopkins and Larry Fitzgerald, but
Fitzgerald's 1,000
old.
years old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like 38, so I don't
tough.
know.
Look, you got Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley. Those are the two I can think of off the top of my head. And look, I think Odell Beckham Jr. has a big bounce back year. I'm high on him in fantasy this year.
It's not his fault that he's not having good seasons.
No, and so I think Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry are that's just as great. So there's a lot of fun teams this year, and that's what I'm amped about. Even this Denver Broncos over and under, it's 8 for the Denver Broncos.
I like the Broncos.
And here's what's interesting about this. This is the only over-under thus far that does not have a half on the end of it. Because clearly my bookie and Vegas thinks that this is an 8-win team. They have a lot of great young talent. And yes, I could see an 8-8 season. I'm gonna take the over just to do it because I think it will be a push. And you'll get your money back with a push anyways. But I can see 8 for the Broncos. Are you counting fingers and toes here to see what the shedge is?
I've got them at 9 or 10 wins.
Ooh, read off their schedule.
Week 1's against the Titans,
Okay.
but keep in mind that
You never know with that fucking team.
Tannehill's coming off a season. We don't know. This is essentially like a sophomore season in that offense for him. So, and people have a lot of problems with that. Also, their fucking monster of a running back typically gets off to a slow start. Like pretty much every season he gets
For
off to
who?
a slow start. For the Titans.
Henry, yes, yes.
Like he typically
Derrick
gets
Henry,
off to a slow start.
Yep.
And then he comes on strong at the end of the year. So that's a game the Broncos might be able to pick off. That's a loss for them, though, I think. But then they have Steelers, Buccaneers. Who knows if the Bucs will have everything put together by then?
See.
And keep in mind, Broncos have a very, very good defense. Then they got Jets, Patriots, Dolphins, 3 straight weeks, and they're going to win. They're going to win all those games.
Yeah.
Chiefs, not going to win that one. But Falcons and then Raiders, Chargers, those are all potential wins. The Saints and Chiefs next 2 weeks, probably not. But then they close out with Panthers, Bills, who are tough, Chargers and Raiders again. So I think they could win. I think I'm taking the over on that one.
All right, I'm gonna take the over as well, but I think it's close. I think it's very, very close, and it might end up being a push, but I'm fine with that. Next up, we got the Detroit Lions, 6.5. This is a tough one, man, because it is way too early to know if Matt Stafford is going to be healthy.
Yeah.
I like what they did in the draft, but 6.5, man, it's tough. They just cannot put it together, these guys.
I don't know if we're even going to see Stafford this year.
I think we will. I think he would have been traded otherwise.
I think he might retire.
Oh, this year?
I think he might retire before the season starts.
Not sure. I'm not sure.
Hopefully, if he does decide to do that, he doesn't pull an Andrew Luck and fuck his franchise over.
Well, the Colts, let's face it, they were our sleeper last year to go to the Super Bowl and even win it. The Detroit Lions are no sleeper, my man.
No, they're not. I mean, we're talking about 5 or 6 wins here, maybe 7, but
yeah, man, 6.5 is right where it should be. I'm going to take the under and say that it's 6 for Detroit. You good with that?
I don't even know if they win 6, but we'll see. Yeah,
but either way, the under is safe there.
Yeah.
I feel like. Next up is the Green Bay Packers at 9.5. Rodgers is obviously clearly pissed at what happened. The weird thing is they burned a first-round pick where they could have gotten a receiver. They could have gotten T. Higgins. Instead, they have a backup quarterback for the next 3
well, they don't have anything
years.
yet because 0 of their draft picks have signed so far.
Well,
0.
Once they do, I mean,
We'll see what
it's,
happens.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on behind the scenes there, but I think this franchise might be getting blown up. I think maybe halfway through this season, some shit might go down. And I think Rodgers might be looking for an exit pretty soon. Here's the problem. Because of the salary cap and because
He's
of
got
his
a big
contract,
salary.
because of his contract, he's essentially untradeable for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So he's got to play this year and the next year.
Yeah.
And he is a guy that's shown a proclivity to pout
Yeah.
and be anti-coach and take his ball and go home. And I think it might happen this year. I think they might win 9 games. I think they're going to have one of the most disappointing seasons in recent Packer history.
I will go 10-6 just because of. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be pissed off enough that they're going to go 10-6. But I don't think this team is a Super Bowl team at all.
They lose one
last
player.
year.
They lose one player. This team is done.
I agree.
Like Devontae Adams goes down again.
I agree. Like, and this is way too early to predict this, but it's just this is a gut call on mine, and I say 10 for the Packers.
I don't think I'm taking the under. I think they win 9 games.
Could be. I could see this going either way. So my big money is on the Bills right now. Next up, we got the Houston Texans, 7.5. Eesh. That stinks. That stinks a little bit. That's in my mouth.
I think people are wrong about them.
I do too. I think I got the over on this.
I understand why people would be nervous as Texans fans or happy and hopeful if you're fans in the division or in the conference that DeAndre Hopkins isn't there anymore. Mm-hmm. I think you're fucked up if you believe that.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna win 10 games probably.
I think they will. I'm going to hammer the over on this one of 7.5, and I think David Johnson might surprise some people, man. Especially playing with Deshaun Watson.
I think
when all eyes are on a running quarterback like that,
yeah,
Deshaun Watson could have a real big year. So I mean, not only Deshaun Watson, but
David Johnson
as well.
So, well, I mean, they have Duke Johnson as well.
Well, that guy, Duke Cannon's better than Duke Johnson.
No, but they have the receiver core: Randall Cobb, Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller 5, Kiki Cooney. Those are all good receivers.
They're not
man.
bad.
Kenny Stills is still there. I mean,
Brandon Cooks.
They could run a 5. They could run a 5 receiver formation where all 5 guys could legitimately start for teams in the NFL.
Yes.
And you can't say that about a lot of people. And it does. You're right. It takes a lot of pressure off Johnson to come back and work his way in. I think they win 10 games.
I've got the over on this one,
but they've
by a lot.
I think Vegas might be catching on. Like some teams just can't stay healthy.
Right.
I don't know if it's bad trainers or if their people don't take shit seriously or whatever it is, or if it's just bad luck. But they've had a problem. Like what season? When's the last time? The whole time that Clowney and Watt were on the team together, they never played a full season together.
Yeah.
Like not once.
J.J. Watt's been hurt every fucking year now. So
every single year he gets hurt.
I don't know how he's going to stay up. I don't really care, though. I think the offense carries them past 7.5, and I'm going to hammer this over.
Speaking of Clowney, he hasn't signed anywhere yet. He might be going back to the
His
Texans.
money, the money he's asking for is fucking insane, though, dude. He started at $21 million a year. His agents.
He'll probably get 18.
They've knocked it down allegedly behind the scenes to 17, and they tried to go back to Seattle, and Seattle was like, "No thanks, we're good."
Well, they're not going to take it now. So, no one's going to sign a big ticket like that until they know the season's going to happen.
Yeah, he's in a precarious position.
I don't think he is. I think once the season comes back, he's going to have a lot of bargaining.
Still too much money.
Because he's the kind of guy that can take a good team and make them a great team. Like he's not a great player himself. He's a very good player, but he's the kind of person that if you have a great, like, imagine him going to the Chiefs, for example.
Yeah,
that would be a problem for everybody involved.
Game changer, yeah.
And it's like if you're one of those teams that's already really good, like if you're a contender or you're near contender, that guy could put you over the top. So he's going to be able to fucking get that money, I think.
We'll see. There was one team, though, who did offer him his full ask, and he said no.
Was it an XFL team?
Close. Miami Dolphins. He said no. It's a full ask for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
Look, man, money's money. That's a tough one to turn down, especially for NFL players. Next up, we got the Colts over/under at 9. Hammering the over. I'm taking this. Taking this for sure.
I guess it depends. I mean, they have the good fortune to play the Jaguars week 1 and tune up a little bit because I think we're probably looking at a very truncated preseason schedule. Like Rivers might throw one ball.
You know what?
He might play.
They haven't
series.
played. These motherfuckers haven't played preseason for the last 3 years, so I don't really. I'm not really bothered by that as I used to be. So I think everybody's used to it now, and I don't really give a shit.
Their first 3 games are Jaguars, Vikings, and Jets. 2 of those games are very good opportunities to tune up.
Yeah, you're fine.
And then they play at Bears and at Browns. Those could be tough games, but
nope,
probably not. Right? I mean, the Bears. If Rivers hasn't figured out the offense by then and the team's not gelled yet, the Bears defense can cause a lot of problems.
You could just hand off to Jonathan Taylor every goddamn play and be fine with
your
life.
You could, but that's not going to work against the Bears.
No, but
if you go one-dimensional against the Bears, they're going to fucking destroy you.
Yeah,
Khalil Mack will rip somebody's
T.Y. Hilton and the boys. Like, I think you're fine. I'm hammering the over on the Colts, obviously. I said this the last few shows, including the show with Chris Ballard. Next up, we got. Are you taking the under or are you taking the over?
It's at 9, right? 9.
Yeah.
Let me look at the schedule.
The beauty of this, since there's no half in here, even if it is 9, you can push. You think they're going to be 9 and 7 at least?
Man, that's
I'm
close.
saying 11 and 6 for the Colts. I don't care. I don't think it is.
That's
close.
a push. I say 9.
All right. Take it then if it's a push. Next up, this is the lowest one I've seen so far. This is the Jacksonville Jaguars at 5. Is the over/under for this. And, I love Gardner Minshew so much that I'll throw like just a little bit of money on this because I hope they get to 6. Just because of mustache alone, heart and brethren, pure balls and instinct on this guy. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take it. And I think they'll probably push at 5.
I think they win. I actually think they win 6 or 7 games.
Okay. All right.
I mean, it depends on what's his nuts, fucking Leonard Fournette, in my opinion.
Well,
how he plays.
This is the last year, so he's in a contract year. He's got to play well. He needs it. I can't wait to see.
I think Minshew is an interesting character. I don't know. I don't know if he's a quarterback.
I'm just rooting for him as a person, so I'll throw a light hundo on this and forget about it. And if it comes back and greets my pocket later at the end of the year, I'll be amped about it.
Yeah, well,
I'll be amped about it.
You should be amped because that'd be a huge surprise.
Next up, we got the Kansas City Chiefs rolling through at 11.5 over. I don't even need to see the schedule. Don't care. I don't care if they're playing the fucking 85 Bears every game.
Yeah.
I'm going the over on this. Look, to me, they're going to win the Super Bowl and repeat unless Mahomes gets hurt, and I don't see that happening. So I'm
trying to find
anything
games
is possible,
that
I
I
guess.
think they could lose. Maybe at Ravens week 3. At Buccaneers. Maybe if that team, we don't know what that's going to look like.
We don't know what that team's going to look like.
And then at Saints, I think they might win 14 games this year.
Yeah,
But it depends on, honestly, obviously, they're not a one-dimensional team, but Mahomes goes down and that team's fucked. They could still. I think they're a playoff team without him. If they brought in a replacement quarterback, they're probably still a playoff team, but they're not the Chiefs that we know. He's the best player in the NFL.
Yeah, of course. And look, they got Hilaire. They picked up Hilaire in the first round from LSU. Like, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
That team, the rich got richer this year. I'm hammering the over on the Chiefs. Next up, we got the Las Vegas Raiders. Wow. It's the first time I've seen that in print, and I've said that aloud. Read that aloud. It's 7.5. Whew. That's a lot.
I'm looking at their lineup here. Fucking Marcus Mariota. He's going to end up being the richest. He's like Jay Cutler. He's going to be the richest guy that's never done shit in his life ever.
Speaking of which, he's getting a divorce.
Yeah.
To Kristen Cavallari. Very Cavallari.
But Josh Jacobs, he might go for 1,500 yards this year.
He's great.
That dude is a fucking stud.
Beast.
The problem is who is throwing what
The rest
to
of
whom.
the team and where they're going to go.
I'm going to read off their receivers. They got Henry Ruggs III.
It's great.
Fucking great.
Great.
Okay, so they've got a number one, but he's a rookie.
Yeah.
Here are the other receivers on this team. And tell me if you've heard of any of these people. Nelson Aguilar. I've heard of him.
He played for the Eagles for a long time.
Yeah, but not well.
No.
Marcel Adaman. Never heard of him.
Nope.
Keelan Doss.
No.
He went to UC Davis.
No.
Brian Edwards, South Carolina. He's a rookie. Never heard of him either.
No.
Rico Gafford.
Uncle Rico.
Nope.
No.
He's a second-year player out of Wyoming, which is apparently
Good for him.
they have a football team.
Josh Allen played for them.
Really? Did he really?
Yeah,
Jesus
he's a
Christ.
quarterback, yeah.
Zay Jones from East Carolina. He played for the Bills last year. He's a wild card.
You talk about wild card. He jumped out of a fucking front door buck naked through a glass window.
He should
all
be
hopped up on bath salts.
He should be a lot better than what he's played so far in his career, and you never know if that's going to kick in or if he's just going to keep being a
Or if
piece
the
of shit.
bath salts are going to kick in.
Siosi Mariner.
You bet.
From Utah State, rookie.
Loved his early work.
DeMornay, not Rebecca. That's his first name.
Oh, Rebecca DeMornay?
Yeah. DeMornay Pearson L. A lot of fucking shit going on with his name. Nebraska, sophomore player. Anthony Ratliff Williams, sophomore out of North Carolina.
Yeah.
Hunter Renfro from Clemson, who was actually pretty good.
He's great.
So they've got Renfro and
Ruggs, and then possibly
and then Tyrell
Jones.
Williams, who's but Zay Jones maybe.
And they've got one of the best tight ends in the league in Darren Waller.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jason Witten because they signed him.
That's right.
Yeah.
They're going to use the two tight end set there.
They brought Jason Witten in basically.
Read off their schedule real quick.
They brought Jason Witten in to warn the team about getting hair plugs. Like, look, it's not going to work, and you're going to have a
and
scar.
It's very, very costly.
Yeah. Let's see.
You're going to have to hire somebody to do your wig work.
Hang on.
On that Raiders schedule, man. Oh.
All right. So at Panthers, they'll probably win. First game of the season. Saints, probably going to lose that one. At Patriots, probably win that one too. Bills will lose. Chiefs will lose. Buccaneers they'll lose. At Browns, we don't know yet, but they'll probably win that game.
Yeah.
At Chargers, probably going to win that game. As a matter of fact, that's going to be – I think that might be one of their biggest games of the year, and the reason is because if they're fans, they're going to recapture that LA fan base. Because then they're going to be like, hey, fuck it, and they'll run all sorts of marketing. It's Vegas.
Yeah.
They'll run all sorts of marketing, but like the real team of LA and shit like that.
45-minute flight on Southwest. Yep.
Then they play Broncos at home. That's a toss-up to me because we don't know how good the Broncos are going to be, but it's a tough game. Then they play Chiefs.
Ugh.
Not going to win that one.
Gross.
At Falcons, they'll probably win that one.
No, they'll lose that one. They'll definitely lose that
At
one.
Jets, they're definitely going to win that one.
Yeah.
Colts at home, but they're if the Colts will probably be rolling by that point.
Yeah.
Because they're a late season team.
Yep.
They're probably going to lose that one. Then they're going to lose. They'll probably win Chargers at home, then Dolphins at home, and then at Denver, they'll probably lose that one.
So I'm going to say 7. I'm going to take the under in this then.
I'm surprised that it's 8.5 or
7.5.
7.5.
This next one will surprise you even more. Chargers.
7.5. Yeah.
What the fuck? In what world?
Their quarterback is Tyrod Taylor, right?
Yeah. What world?
Unless they sign
Herbert.
Who's still
It's
out
Justin
there?
Herbert. That's who
They're not going to come out of the gate with him, are they?
I don't know. Probably not. I mean, that would be stupid as shit. But either way, I don't give a fuck if it's him or Herbert is shit to me.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if it's Herbert or Tyrod Taylor. They're fucked. There's no way I'm taking the over on 7.5. That's crazy. I'm taking the under on the Chargers.
They still have Eckler, right?
And that's it.
Who else?
And they got Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Did they sign any good? They got KJ Hill from Ohio State, but he was like a fucking 4th-string receiver.
KJ Hill, actually, this will surprise you. He is the all-time leader in receptions at Ohio State University, which is nuts.
Yeah, that is weird. I mean, he played all 4 years. They got Mike Williams, too. I forgot about that. They got Mike Williams from Clemson. He's a 1,000-yard receiver. But, I mean, somebody's got to get him the ball. These guys are used to catching the ball from Phillip Rivers, and they're like going to be catching from some dum-dum now.
They're fucked. There's no way. I'm taking the under on the Chargers here.
Wait, who did Frank Gore sign with?
Oh, Flank?
I saw
he's back, dude.
The Jets.
Yeah. That's exactly what the Jets need.
Le'Veon Bell and fucking Frank Gore.
Frank Gore, dude. Frank Gore. He was the only man who didn't catch COVID.
No, even if he did.
He was just like,
Did you see that old Marine vet? I think it was in New York or something. He was like, yeah, I'm a warrior, man. I'm not a worrier.
Nah.
Thanks.
Look at that.
Then there's the other guy, like, fucking didn't die on Iwo Jima. Some virus isn't killing me. I'm like, well, that's not really how that works, but shit.
All right. Then we go to the Rams at 8.5. Nope. Not taking that, my man.
I don't know about that one. I don't know what the Rams
lost everyone. They've got a good defense. They've got a great defense. They lost everyone. I think it's an 8-8 team, and I'm going to take the under on that.
We're going to see if Jared Goff is a real human being or not this year. Like, can he actually play quarterback in the NFL?
We'll find out.
I think this will be his last year before he transitions to backup, probably.
Or he transitions to a woman.
Like maybe. If I'm the Rams,
full Caitlyn Jenner.
Like you have to think about from these general managers' perspective and the owner's perspective. Mm-hmm. If you're going to tank, like, do we have an excuse to tank this year?
Yeah,
they kind of do.
Yeah.
So if I'm them, I will lose every game and try to draft Trevor Lawrence. I try to lose every single game. I come out and start punting on first down and shit.
Their defense is still good, but this is an 8-win team. I'm going to take the under in this one.
Who are their receivers now? Cooper Kupp and
who's great? Cooper Kupp is great.
Robert Woods is good.
Shit. They still got some of the pieces. Either way,
they don't have a running back though.
No.
Who's their fucking running back? They drafted Cam Akers from Florida State, but man, Malcolm Brown and Darrell Henderson.
Yeah, I got this at 8 on the dot, dude, by a halfer on this one. Who do you got?
I think the Rams are going to tank this year, so I'm going under. I think they're intentionally going to tank.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Miami Dolphins is up next at 6.5.
Fuck you with
Craig
6.5,
Zaleski.
dude. Where is Craig in here right now?
Disgusting.
Craig,
yeah, he is in here.
You can go fuck yourself, brother.
Craig Zaleski. We have
wins.
so many fucking Dolphins fans who love this show. I don't believe they exist. I can't believe this is a real thing.
I feel like the Dolphins are kind of like maybe because the logo looks cool or the colors are cool. Maybe
I don't know, dude. This is miserable.
They've got Fitzmagic, they've got Rosen, and they've got Tua.
No, I still have this as under. The Dolphins will still be terrible this year.
They've got Kalen Balazs, who's underperformed every year he's been in the league. But they've got Matt Breida and they've got Jordan Howard, both of whom.
Breida went there?
Yeah.
That's funny, man.
Yep. And now.
How do they keep him?
I don't know. Their receivers are no one you've ever heard of.
No.
Like literally, I've never heard of any of these people. Albert Wilson, Preston Wilson, Devontae Parker.
Just because they picked Tua, I'm going the under. This is a miserable team to watch.
Isaiah Ford, Jakeem Grant, Matthew Cole is a rookie from McKendree University.
Big fan.
Never heard of
fan
that.
Of their economics program there.
Yeah, they don't have anybody to throw to, plus their defense sucks. So I think they win 4 games, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'll give you 4.
I'll give you 5 just to do it.
Like, who are they tanking for this year is the real question. Because Tua doesn't also.
I don't know, man.
Like,
so strange.
Is there anybody that's going to be in the draft next year that they can do an alliteration for? Tank for Trevor Lawrence, maybe?
Maybe.
They'll just have 2 quarterbacks.
Tank
They'll run
for Trevor.
They'll be the first team in NFL history to run a 2-quarterback set.
Why not? It's the Dolphins. Next up, we got the Minnesota Vikings over under 9. That's a 9er on that.
Oh man, they lost Stephon Diggs.
They lost Stephon Diggs. I'm going to say they
I got to look at the schedule.
underachieve this year. I think it's going to be 9 on the dot. That's my answer. Therefore, I think that's what it is.
I mean, they drafted Justin Jefferson, but honestly, that is the only, or they are between him and Thielen. But I don't think, to me, Adam
Thielen's had a hard time staying healthy. I
think,
love him.
Yeah, he's good for
shit the bed for
he's
me
good for 8 or
fantasy-wise
9
last year.
games a year.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
honestly, because there's the time he's injured, then there's the time he's either playing injured or coming back from an injury.
Yes.
That he's playing in games and sucking. Like he's a great player, but he can't stay healthy. I don't know. They have Kyle Rudolph though. He's
the red-nosed reindeer. He's
Yeah.
fine. He's 100 years old at this point.
he's 29, right?
I'll take whenever I'm stuck like this, and this is like a gambling tip at home. Whenever it's the exact number I think it's going to be, I'll take the over just to do it because it'll probably be a push and you'll get your money back. But I think this is a 9-7 team.
They essentially replaced Stephon Diggs with
Justin
Jefferson, and they only averaged 220 passing yards last year.
Yeah, they didn't really throw the ball that much anyway. So they got Dalvin Cook, and it is what it is.
I hate these guys.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of watching their games.
You were a big fan of Kirk. You thought Kirk Cousins was going to have a breakout year last year.
He had a huge playoff win.
He had a playoff win.
That was what they needed.
He only threw.
They lost to
26
the
TDs.
Super Bowl, the team that went to the Super Bowl. So there's nothing you can do. That was who they should have lost to.
This guy's a turd.
So I'm fine with it. Next up, we got the New England Patriots. This is the fucking craziest over to me in this whole thing. 9 wins.
There's a lot of confidence in Bill Belichick, as there
Jesus
should be.
Christ.
He is
9 wins for the Patriots.
I know
but
he's without question the best coach in NFL history. I don't think anybody can say anything
and I'm
about
fine
that.
with that. They did nothing in the draft. They did no pickups this year. I am hammering the under on this all goddamn day long. I don't care how great he is.
Are they coming out with Stidham week 1?
Yes.
Or is it going to be Brian Hoyer or something like that?
It's going to be Stidham. Or Stidham, however the fuck you say
Stidham. I don't care how. He'll probably be dead after this year.
it. Dead. This whole team is a fucking pile of trash.
Sony Michel's 25. He's still young. James White is 28. He's getting up there now.
But he doesn't have Tom Brady throwing him
28 for
900
running
balls
back.
a year.
They've got Edelman, and stay tuned on that one because he might get traded to fucking Tampa
Yeah,
Bay.
why not?
We don't know yet. We don't know if they're just going to bring the whole team down
He
there
might
or
just
not.
do ecstasy every day.
But they've got Mohamed Sanu now up there.
He was there last year.
Yeah, he didn't do anything.
So
they've got-
I don't even need to hear their schedule or anything else about them. I'm hammering the under on this. I'm going to bet a lot of money.
It's
on this.
9.
9 means they have to win 10 games to beat this. You can't win at half.
I just got to find 6 games I don't think they can win here. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No,
It's
dude.
actually kind of close. They have the fucking weakest schedule I've ever seen. They
No.
play the Dolphins twice.
No.
They play
Understand
the
me
Jets
when I say I don't
twice.
care. This is the under. This is the under.
They play the Cardinals. They play the Rams. I don't know. We'll see.
Take the over then.
I'm taking the over. I'm not going to bet against Belichick.
At 10. All right, I'm going to remember you said this. The Patriots are a 10-win team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeesh. There's no fucking way. Next up, we got the New Orleans Saints, and this is 10.5. Look, man, they have the same exact team they've had for the last 3 years. They've been great for the last 3 years. The only thing that's changed is the division. You got the Bucks, who are now a fucking thing.
Yeah.
They play the Bucks twice. The Falcons, I don't know what's going to happen with Todd Gurley. It's a rivalry anyways. That might be 1-1. Sure.
They play the Chiefs too,
They play the Chiefs. I'm going to take the under in this.
and the 49ers.
I think it's a 10-win team, but I don't think it's an 11-win team.
I don't think you can go 11 for this team. Not with.
Drew Brees is now 41
Yeah, come on, man. It's 41.
years old. So I'm gonna take the under and say 10 on this. You?
Yeah.
The next up is the Giants. This over-under has been the same for 3 years.
What is it?
3 years
6?
in a row. Yes, 6.5.
I didn't have to look.
No, 6.5, dude. Every year.
Oh man. Fucking Giants.
I hate the Giants.
Danny Dimes, man.
Danny Dimes, man. It's Saquon Barkley.
No.
I'm not I'm not going to do it, man. I'm taking the under.
God damn it.
And I'm glad it's 6.5 because I think it's probably 6. So I'm taking the under on the Giants.
How can they have other than Golden Tate, they don't have a really good receiver.
No, I have no one.
Like, how is that possible? And Golden Tate's 31 years old. I love Golden Tate, but fuck, man.
Yeah.
He's not 31-year-old receivers that are 5'11" don't typically carry teams.
No.
Although
he'll be on the show. We'll get Golden on the show.
That's not entirely true. I guess Marvin Harrison did it in Indianapolis. He's a small guy, and he was fucking fearless, too. He went over the middle like no small receiver I've ever seen.
Didn't say 2 words. I don't even know what his voice sounds like. Marvin Harrison.
You could probably get some of the court transcripts to find out what his voice
killed
sounds
a man.
like. Yeah.
In his own car wash, which is awesome. So I'm amped about Marvin Harrison, one of my favorite players of all time. This is the under. If you're a fucking idiot or a homer, unless you're taking the Giants.
Wait, what's the what is it? 6.5?
6.5. It's 6.5 every year. You can set your watch to it. Set your watch to 6:30.
They're out of conference games, dude. They play at Seattle. They play the 49ers. They play the Cowboys. They play at Ravens.
No, dude. This is a fucking car crash.
Man, they're out of conference. Is not good.
No, dude.
Or out of division games.
They're not winning 7 games.
Play the goddamn Buccaneers. The fucking at the Seahawks, at the Ravens. They play the Cowboys twice. Well, that's in division, but they play the 49ers. That's a tough, and they play at the Bears. That's a tough fucking out of division schedule.
They're not winning any of those.
Yeah, they're gonna die.
So that is hammer the under on that. Next up, the Jets are higher than them. They're at 7.
The Jets aren't winning.
And over under 7. No, they're not winning 7 games. I got the under on this. I don't even hear. I don't want to hear their schedule. I don't want to think about them. I don't want to think about their fucking quarterback. I'm all good on this. This is under.
They're at the Bills.
Mm-hmm. Loss.
Then they play the 49ers.
Loss.
Then they're at the Colts.
Loss.
Then they play the Broncos.
Loss.
The Cardinals, maybe they win.
Loss.
At the Chargers, probably win that one. Chargers are bad. Then they play the Bills. Then they play at Chiefs.
Loss.
Patriots.
Loss.
Who knows? No. Then they play the Dolphins twice in a row. Who knows? They'll probably split that one. They'll probably split that.
Maybe. Yeah.
Then they play the Raiders. They'll lose that one. They're going to play at Seahawks. They're going to get fucking embarrassed at that game. That's going to be a bad one.
Yep.
Then they play at Rams. Who knows? But the Rams are still a way better team than the Jets are.
Yeah.
That defense is brutal. And then they play the Browns, and who knows that one? That could be a win, maybe. But then they play.
Keenum be quarterback. Then
they play at Patriots, and I guess it depends on where the Patriots
They'll win that
are.
one.
They might. They might. I mean, the Patriots, the last couple of years, the last couple of games of the regular season, like last year, what was it? What game was it they lost against
Miami.
the Dolphins?
Yeah, it was Miami.
Like week 15 or 16 or some shit like that?
Yeah. I'm taking the under on the Jets here. super
Jets.
early. Next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles at 9.5. I
mean, it's all predicated.
I like Wentz, man.
It's all predicated on whether Wentz can stay healthy or not.
I enjoy Wentz. I think he's good, man. And
he's a very good player, but he can't stay on the field. I mean, that's
10. I say 10. I'll take the over on the Eagles.
Maybe Jalen Hurts.
Oof, I don't know.
Starts
what the fuck
playing.
they do with him. It's a dumb.
I can't believe they drafted him.
Dumb draft pick.
Wow, somebody
else thinks that Jalen Hurts is good back there.
I'm out here in my truck making noise, man. Yeah. Hell yeah. You hear how loud that thing was?
Man, it's loud as shit.
You know they made a device for a car to make it quieter?
Yeah.
Like specifically to do that? And then some guy was like, oh, hell no, man.
Fuck it.
I need people to hear me riding down the road.
Yeah.
No, that's how you know they're not criminals, because I don't want anybody to hear me. I want a car. I need to get a Tesla.
Yeah.
But I need it to look like
a Prius.
A Honda Accord or something.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I need it to look normal but have that kind of quietness and speed so I can commit crimes.
Yeah, get a Prius.
Tesla, the car for criminals.
Yeah, it is.
You owe me $25, Elon. Piece of shit.
So I think the Eagles are 10 and 16.
I don't know. They've got Shelton Gibson. Nope. Nobody's ever heard of him? Okay. Let's move on.
No, I didn't know that was a human. Pittsburgh Steelers are up next at 9. This is 9 on the dots.
This is their last year
of existence.
Yeah. They're getting contracted after this year.
Ben Roethlisberger is back.
Mm-hmm.
You excited?
No. I mean, I'm excited not to see Mason Rudolph on the field all year.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
Look,
Not only is he terrible, but it seems like maybe he's a piece of shit human being as well. We'll see. We'll see. Time will tell on that one. You can't get away with shit for too long.
he's dating somebody really hot. Alec, look up who Mason Rudolph is dating.
Says right here it's your mom.
Is it?
No. James Conner, this will probably be his last year there. He's going to want to fucking get the fuck out of...
Who? Oh, fucking Hannah Ann from The Bachelor. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, no one else on that listens to this show knows what The Bachelor is.
Everybody does.
No one watches
Every
it.
fucking dude
No
is
one.
forced to
Nope.
watch that with their wife.
they're not.
Yes, you
Nope.
know exactly who Hannah Ann is. She got the raw end of that fucking corn dog
No one
stick
knows.
this season, dude. She
No
should have
one
won.
knows. No one knows what The Bachelor is, and no one cares.
She should have won. He inserted her and then just left her.
I think if they run a split back with Snell and Connor, they could make some noise. But I think Raplesburger's done.
8-8 season for the Steelers, and I've got the under in this.
Who are their receivers? Chase Claypool.
Juju
That's it.
Smith-Schuster.
Juju. That's it.
Next up, we got the 49ers at 10.5. 10.5 wins for the 49ers.
It's a tough division.
It is.
No, it's not. Not anymore. I mean, the Cardinals
Seattle.
and Rams. Like,
Cardinals,
it was better
Rams.
last year. The Rams were better last year, so I think, I'm good with that. I'm good with the over on that. I don't even need to see their out-of-conference schedule or out-of-division schedule.
Oh, man.
God, they play the Jets. They play the Giants. They play the Cardinals. They
Yeah.
play the Dolphins.
Yeah. I'm going to take the under. I'll say 11-5.
They play the Patriots. No way, dude. No, it's over. Come on.
That's what I'm saying.
You
11-5.
said, I thought you said under just then.
No.
Oh,
I'm going to take the over. It's
Yeah.
it's 10.5 is the over-under. I'm going to say 11.
Their
11
out-of-division schedule. Come on, man.
It's easy.
They play the Cowboys, but they also play the fucking Redskins. They play the Packers this year. That'll be a fun matchup.
This next one is gross for me, by the way, because I don't want to say it, and I have to. And homeboy who sent me the picture here, it's on my desk, signed Russell Wilson. The Seahawks are at 9.
I'm also on the over on that for the same reason. Like those two,
I am too.
Those
man.
two Rams games, that should be 2 wins for the Seahawks this year.
Maybe. The Seahawks are a 10-6 team. I'm fine with that. It's just they're going to be miserable to watch. Every game's going to be by 3 to 6 points. Russell Wilson will win a game in week 5 and cry on TV. His wife will give birth during the season.
Yeah.
So there's going to be another game that he wins when the baby is born, and then he's going to cry for the fucking baby. All of it will be staged on Instagram. They'll have professional shots of the baby that were rigged, and the kid will be fucking 2 years old living in some cave somewhere just because they wanted the best Instagram shots.
Yeah.
And but they're going to beat this over, and it pains my soul to say it and all, but money comes first.
Well, they split with
money comes
Arizona and LA last year. I think they'll win both of those games.
Either way,
that's 2 more wins right there.
It's fine if they do. They're still a 10-6 team. Now here's the big question, man. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady, 9.5. Tough division they're in. You got 2 Saints, 2 Falcons, 2 Carolina Panthers. And look, man, I don't know because of McCaffrey, like you were saying. Like, could he eke out a game? I don't know. Maybe.
Probably not.
But at 9.5, I'm going to go with Tom Brady on this one. And I'm going to say this is his fucking Joe Montana year at the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, he threw like.
And I think he gets 10 wins. So
40,
I'll take the over on this.
What did he throw? 43 touchdowns that year?
Yeah. I'm going to take the over on.
Let me look at this schedule because I don't know if I agree with you on that.
The Shedge.
Let's see. They're out of division games. At Broncos is a tough fucking game. It's early in the season.
Yeah.
At Bears, that defense. I mean, look.
That's a win.
Tampa Bay's offense isn't
Bears gonna be
all that
terrible this
great,
year.
man. Their defense is not going to be terrible.
You're saying Tampa Bay's defense?
No, I'm saying the Bears' defense is not going to be terrible.
Oh, no. They're fine. Look, the defense is always good. It's the same as the Broncos.
Then they got to play the Packers. At Raiders, at Giants is nothing, but at Raiders, that could be a problem. We'll see how that goes. And then they got to play the fucking Chiefs, which, obviously.
That's a loss.
Yeah, that's a definite loss. And then they got to play the Falcons twice, and I think the Falcons will take at least one of those games.
They do too.
They got to play the Vikings.
I think they won that game. I get a 10-6. I think it's a 10-6 team.
I don't think so. Is it 9 or 9.5?
9.5.
I'm taking 9.
Ooh, you're gonna take the under on that one.
Yeah.
I like it.
I'll bet against Tom Brady, but I will not bet against Bill Belichick. Not once ever.
Crazy to me.
Yep.
It's crazy to me. We've seen your true colors today.
We have. Remember San Francisco, who you talked shit about all year last year?
Yep. And then they lost in the Super Bowl to the team that
They were
I
never
picked
going to win that game.
to win the Super Bowl. This next one, you can guess it. This is another one you can set your watch to every year. Tennessee Titans. What's that over under? Without looking at it.
The over-under on Tennessee, probably 9.5.
It's 8.5. 8.5 every single year. This is always a team that is either 8-8 or 9-7.
I don't know how you can have a dominant playoff run like that and still come in with an 8.5 fucking over-under for a regular season
It's
win.
the same. When it's all on one guy, on one running back. I don't know how else to judge this. I think this is exactly where it should be.
I don't remember who they drafted.
It was a 9-7 team, and by the way, I said this last year, and sure enough, that they covered last year. So yeah, I'm going to take this again. It's a 9-7 team.
They get started slow, and they got to go at Broncos and at Vikings weeks 1 and 3. I don't know. Man, it's hard to bet against Derrick Henry.
It is.
That dude is a fucking monster human being. But
And
it's
Mike Vrabel's become a very good head coach.
Yeah, for sure. But it's not very hard to bet against Ryan Tannehill, particularly when I'm not really sure about who any of these receivers are. Cameron Batson, A.J. Brown, not bad from Ole Miss. Corey Davis, Rashard Davis, Cody Hollister, Adam Humphries, Mason Kinsey, Khalif Raymond,
And I get no one.
Trevion
The whole
Thompson,
team is one guy.
Nick Westbrook, Christian Walkerson, and Kyle Williams. Now, if you know any of these people,
Corey Davis is the only person I know.
and you've seen them somewhere, please let their families know because no one knows who these people are.
Please let them know that they are safe and are alive. But again, this is 9-7. I bet on it every year for Tennessee, and then it always. Is
I haven't even looked at the schedule. Hang on.
No
God
need.
Damn it, dude.
No need. There's no need. With Derrick Henry, it's a 9-7 team.
At Texans, at Packers. Fuck, dude. At Colts. Got to play the Colts twice.
Oof.
At Ravens.
Oof.
That's one of their fucking out of division games. No way, dude. Under.
All right.
Under.
I'm taking the over. It's 9-7.
But Steve Underwood's mustache. Is,
Take it. Last but not least here, we've got the Washington Redskins at 5.5. I'm going to take the over on this. They got Chase Young. They got Dwayne Haskins. I thought Haskins looked really good the last 3 games of the year. They got Scary Terry. Look, they have all of Ohio State's team.
Look, Dan Snyder likes to spend money. What if he goes out and gets Clowney on the other side of from fucking Chase Young?
It'd be great.
Like that becomes a playoff team at that point, in my opinion.
So we'll see what happens, but I'm gonna take a flyer here and take the over on this for sure. That's only 6 wins.
Dwayne Haskins.
They have all of Ohio State's team,
But they don't.
It's
Darius,
their entire team.
Darius Juice and Adrian Peterson are going to be the backfield again. I mean, shit. Maybe AP is like fucking Gore. Maybe he's just going to live forever.
Who knows?
Like, he looked pretty goddamn good last year. He did not look like a 34-year-old running back,
No.
a 35-year-old running back last year. He looked pretty good. I don't know who they're throwing the ball to, but
Scary Terry's
guess we'll figure that
fucking
out.
amazing. That guy lit it up last year.
Terry McLaurin?
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah. What did he have?
I
mean, they didn't.
He had 1,000 yards.
He had 919. That's not bad considering how shitty that fucking team played last year.
No,
And he had fucking 7 TDs too. It's not bad. Yeah, maybe.
he did great. I had him on fantasy most of the year, man. He was my flex for a lot of games.
They
He
could
was
go
great.
over for sure. I mean, I think we don't know what's in his head yet. We don't know how Haskins is going to react to the NFL, being an everyday starter, and especially look, Redskins quarterbacks have not had good history, but they've gone on to do good things.
Ron Rivera's their coach now.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something that's going to be real unpopular. I think it's a wild card team. Way to go, Ross. Way to go. I just gave myself a fucking. It was a medium clap. I wouldn't say it was slow.
I mean, if they
It's a
play
medium
well,
clap. I'm going to say this is a wild card team next year.
Philly, Arizona, Cleveland are their first 3 games. If they're playing well, I think they can beat any of those teams.
Yeah.
Then they play
Chase
Baltimore.
Young?
They're not going to win that one, but
No.
they play L.A. They play the Giants. They can win either one of those. Then they play the Giants again after playing Dallas. At Detroit, Cincinnati, they can win all those games. At Pittsburgh, they can win. Carolina, and then Philly again. They can still, if they're playing well, they could fucking, honestly, if they play well, they could win 9 or 10 games. But
Wild card team for me. Way to go, Ross.
we'll see what happens. I really think they need to go find a fucking receiver, trade for somebody or something, because it's like it's starting to get like, look, this is a sophomore year, and technically it's like half rookie year for Haskins because he didn't play all last year.
Yeah, he only played 5 games I think last year.
Yeah, but at some point you got to go out and draft or sign receivers for him. If you're gonna fucking bet on a guy like that,
I agree. But look, you if you had to, you go to Chase Young.
Oh yeah, I'm
I
not.
understand
But they
what
could have. Who was their fucking?
second round pick.
Yeah,
I don't know.
let me look here. It's probably a cornerback.
I don't remember.
Oh, it was a receiver, Antonio Gibson out of Memphis. What? But it was a 3rd round pick. They didn't have a 2nd round, so that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. So, you know.
And they got Antonio Gandy Golden from Liberty University. I know that sounds ridiculous, but this guy might, like, there's a lot of people that think he's going to be an exceptional NFL receiver. So maybe if a guy like that pans out with the team you got right now, they can absolutely be a wild card team.
Yeah, there it is. Dan's on my side. We're hammering that over on the Washington Redskins.
There's so many caveats attached to that statement that it's fucking sinking right now.
Oh, God damn it, I feel strong. I could lift up a whole mountain by myself today. That's it. That is the way too early NFL prediction over under win total.
And you can all get fucked.
Betting the shit out of it. If you're asking me where the majority of my American U.S. dollars is going, it's going to the goddamn Buffalo Bills in this one.
It's definitely not going on the Dolphins.
The Washington Redskins.
The only money I'm betting on the Dolphins is I'm going to buy and train an attack dog. And as soon as the season's over, I'm going to let him loose on Craig Dulesky.
You should. You should.
I'm going to train a dog that only recognizes his face and his scent.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's all a kill all day because, look, I can't take it.
I won't watch one Dolphins game this year. Go to mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposit. I'm betting these as soon as the show is over. I'm fucking amped about that Bills one in particular, and the Redskins as well. For D'Anthony Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin Bros Sports Companion Show. Good night, everyone.
See you in hell.
Or good afternoon. It's 5.